So I think we should get started. So by participating in this joint URSU and University of Regina virtual town hall, you're consenting in being recorded for video and audio. The chat log will also be made available to interested parties. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this joint University of Regina Student Union and University of Regina virtual town hall. My name is Keegan. I'm currently the Luther College Director on the URSU Board of Directors, and I will be your moderator for today's town hall. I want to acknowledge that URSU, University of Regina, and Federated Colleges are today situated virtually on Treaty 4 lands with a presence on Treaty 6. These are the territories of Nahuauk, Nahunashnuak, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. Today, these lands continue to be a shared territory of many diverse peoples from near and far. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, the virus has continued to impact the lives of our students in our campus community. As I said in our last town hall, myself and other students who I've personally communicated with since the start of the spring-summer semester are still struggling with managing online learning, and this challenge it presents. But we are also worried about what the upcoming academic year has in store for us. Now, we are pleased to have members of the University of Regina senior leadership team joining us today to address the many concerns that students have. I want to introduce Dr. Tom Chase, Interim President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Regina, Dr. David Gregory, Provost and Vice President Academic, Dr. Kathy McNutt, Vice President Research, Mr. John D. Smith, AVP of Student Affairs, Mr. Art Exner, AVP of IT Services. Now, I would like to introduce URSU's Executive Committee. Please welcome Ziao Li, who is the Vice President of Student Affairs, Gurkarat Singh, Vice President of Operations and Finance, and Gurjinder Singh, who's our President. If I forgot to mention other dignitaries, my apologies. The purpose of today's town hall is to gather, acknowledge, and address students' perspectives and concerns on various issues affected by COVID-19. This input will allow both the University of Regina's senior leadership team, along with the URSU Executive Committee, to then work closely with one another on COVID-19 planning committees. And this then will situate us better as a community and help provide clarity and direction. Before I let both the senior leadership team and URSU president speak, I want to lay out some ground rules and outline the format of this town hall. Today's town hall will begin with opening speeches from Dr. Tom Chase on behalf of the University of Regina senior leadership team and from Gurjinder Singh on behalf of URSU. In these speeches from both Dr. Chase and Gurjinder, they will illustrate the major work that they have accomplished in the past several months and also will provide remarks on their future plans and goals. Based on an URSU survey of over 4,000 students, we will anticipate questions in areas of financial concerns, academic concerns, and student mental health and well-being. The town hall is approximately 75 to 90 minutes in length, and the way we will be accepting questions is via the chat option on Zoom. For the interest of time and efficiency, I will read the questions on behalf of the person who submitted them. Members of the audience, if you would like to then ask a follow-up question, after it has been answered, please use the raise hand function and we will turn over the mic to you. I will ask Gurjinder Singh to begin with his remarks, then Dr. Chase. So Gurjinder.
Thanks, Keegan. First of all, I would like to thank University administration and especially Dr. Chase for his willingness to connect with students on this day and in this virtual town hall today. I would like to thank University administration and all the dignitaries present today to support and connect with the students and answer their concerns if there are. Although situation is very fluid throughout the world, pandemic has impacted lives of many of us, but our exceptional leadership of University of Regina has committed to provide and accommodate the students' concerns to its best, and it is evident in all the steps university is taking. We at University of Regina Students Union are always thankful to the university, but at the same time, we are here to represent students' voice and do our best to provide all the facilities and hear the students' concerns they are having, managing their studies and managing their life during this time. We are always doing our best to make to keep our relation with the university strong, and ask them always to represent every student of our campus with the mutual understanding of open educational resources a university has considered. That is a remarkable effort that URSU and university has made recently. Uh, with the bus pass subsidy of $28 to every student, URSU is committed to provide financial support students are to every student of the university. With the mental health support with our health and dental plan provider, we are always looking forward to our healthy fellow students. Whereas university is also committed with its commitments, with its activities, and with the future plannings with the fall semester and beyond with our future leadership. So I thank you to every person concerned, from the housekeeping, from the one who is involved in housekeeping and taking care of the campus right now, and to our honorable president who are running the university during these hard times. So thank you very much. Now I would like to invite Dr. Chase for his comments and ask him to update us with the recent updates and procedures university is going throughout the fall semester. Dr. Chase.
There. Gurjinder, thank you so much for your kind words. Keegan, thank you for your kind introduction. It's good to see so many people on the Zoom meeting today. And I just want to note that nearly all of the executive team are here. We missed Dave Button in the introduction. Lisa Mitchell's here. Only Glennis, I think, is away because she's enjoying 1 or 2 final days of holidays. But thank you all for being here today. I'm going to be as brief and maybe not as eloquent as Gurjinder, but I'll be as brief as he is because we want to reserve as much time as possible for a discussion with you. As Gurjinder said, the situation is very fluid around the world. I know many of you keep an eye on the news outside Canada. Right now in Canada, we're doing pretty well in most jurisdictions and certainly in most Canadian campuses. COVID is being well contained. If you're looking south of the border right now, you'll have seen in the news in the last couple of days that a number of schools, including the University of North Carolina, Notre Dame University in Indiana, and Michigan State University, have, after bringing students onto campus to begin the term, which they do earlier than we do, are now sending them back home because of outbreaks of COVID on their campuses. This is something that we do not want to do. We want to try very hard to avoid. This is an infection that spreads very readily. It spreads from people who sometimes aren't even aware that they are carrying the virus. They're asymptomatic. And our chief goal, everything that we have done to date, from the time that we closed down campus in March and moved everything online to what we are doing right now, has as its first goal the health and safety of faculty, staff, students, and the wider community. We really value our relationship with URSU, Gurjinder, and his executive team, and the student union. They are very important partners, and we will stay close and do as many of these town halls as we can in coming months as we navigate the next stages of the pandemic. I would add too that in another meeting about 2 months ago, I heard very eloquent statement from a number of students, and one young woman in particular, to whom I reached out after, about mental health needs. We're very cognizant of the tremendous strain that COVID-19 and remote education have put on many people, students, faculty, and staff alike. And we will continue to do all we can to meet the mental health needs. It's difficult at times, but we will continue to do that because we know how important that is. And just before I turn to the fall and perhaps a little bit about the winter term, I want to echo Gurjinder's thanks. We have got an incredible staff on this campus. Everybody from those who are, as Gurjinder said, keeping the place clean. We have staff now engaged in literally dozens of small maintenance projects that are being done while campus is effectively vacant. so that when we are able to come back in large numbers to campus, and we don't know when that will be, we'll have a campus that is substantially renewed and refreshed. And I want to express my gratitude to them, to all of the faculty and the teaching staff who have spent a good part of the summer moving more course material, mentorship material online for the fall term. I cannot thank these people enough, and I cannot thank students enough for the work that you have done to maintain academic integrity, to continue to progress in your degree, and to do everything you can to keep the wider community safe from the infection COVID-19. So as you know, and I'll conclude here, the fall term is remote with a very few exceptions, a very small, that's 15-person or fewer, lab sections and fine arts sections or studios. The density on campus is likely never to climb above 1,000 this fall. And on an average peak day, we can have close to 20,000 people on this campus. So the numbers are going to be very contained, again, as a way of preventing any future outbreaks on this campus of COVID-19, like the ones we have seen in community living settings in Saskatchewan, in the hospital laundry workplace 2 weeks ago here in Regina, and elsewhere across the country where we see some hotspots. I know many students are also wondering about the winter term. What are the plans for the winter term? And I'll say this, if we could bring people back onto campus safely, we would do so. We don't know yet what the winter term holds. We will be watching very closely the progress of the disease in Saskatchewan, in the city, and indeed perhaps on campus, though we've been free of it so far on campus, as we get into September and into the flu season, when flus and COVID will, we predict, begin to spread a little bit more widely than they are now. The decision about the winter term, the January term, will be a collective decision between ourselves at the University of Regina, the University of Saskatchewan, and Sask Poly, in conjunction with the regional colleges and the Ministry of Advanced Education. We will make that decision together, and we will make it as soon as we can. I cannot tell you at this point what it will be. And I'll conclude there, again, with thanks for everyone for being part of this call. I will need to drop out of the call at 2:30, so I'll do my best, and my able colleagues on the executive team, and there are many, many other senior leaders from across campus on the call, will probably be able to answer any question that you put to them. So I'll stop there, and again, thank you for the opportunity to spend time with you today.
So thank you, Dr. Chase and Gurjinder, for those opening remarks. So like I